The Galactic Council was the grandest diplomatic assembly in known space, hosting representatives from hundreds of species. It was a place where interstellar politics danced in endless rounds of negotiation, compromise, and protocol. The Council prided itself on decorum, measured words, respectful tones, and endless patience. The unwritten rule was that no species could afford to lose its temper in public, for the eyes of the galaxy were always watching. Humanity, as the newest and often underestimated member, had always played by these rules. For decades, their ambassadors spoke softly but clearly, their words measured and polite, their tone respectful even when firm. They were eager to build alliances, wary of provoking older, more powerful civilizations. The day started like any other in the grand hall of the Council's meeting place, a massive space station orbiting a neutral planet at the center of the Coalition's territory. Representatives gathered in their usual seats, towering Krell species from the outer rim, the luminous Siran diplomats from the core worlds, the amphibious Thrells with their liquid glass sleeves, and countless others. And then, there was the human delegation, led by Ambassador Jack Dutter. Jack was a steady presence, known for his calm demeanor and unflappable composure. His team had spent years building bridges and navigating the complex web of politics. The topic on the agenda was sensitive. A resource-rich system on the border of human-inhabited space had been claimed by multiple species. The dispute had simmered for months with tense standoffs and diplomatic protests. At the Council, the usual calm discussions began. Species argued in intricate formal ways about history, treaties, and rights. The humans, as usual, urged restraint and dialogue. But beneath the surface, tensions ran high. The other species had underestimated humanity's resolve. Years of patient diplomacy had bred frustration. Back on Earth and in human colonies, people saw the endless delays, the subtle dismissals, and the growing threat to their homes. Polite mode, as Ambassador Jack privately called it, was beginning to feel like a cage. During the morning session, a particularly aggressive representative from the Ethol race, known for their sharp tongues and territorial pride, made a veiled threat against human interests. Their words dripped with condescension, accusing humans of being reckless and uncivilized for even daring to contest the claim. The human delegation listened quietly. Jack's face was unreadable, but inside, a storm was brewing. When the Ethol envoy finished, Jack rose from his seat. The room fell into a hush. "Enough," Jack said, his voice steady but with an edge that immediately caught everyone's attention. "This meeting is supposed to be about peaceful resolution, yet your words drip with disdain and hostility. Humanity has been patient, respectful, and cooperative beyond expectation. But patience is not infinite." Murmurs filled the hall. The Ethol delegate's eyes narrowed. Jack continued, "You speak of civility and accuse us of recklessness, yet you ignore the clear facts on the table. You dismiss the lives and homes of millions. You threaten war under the guise of diplomacy." For the first time in decades, the atmosphere shifted palpably. The polite, measured tone that the Council prided itself on evaporated. Jack's voice grew firmer. "If you believe humanity will continue to accept insults and threats without consequence, you are gravely mistaken." The other delegates leaned forward, some shocked, others intrigued. Jack's team exchanged glances. This was the moment they had prepared for, the moment to show the galaxy the other side of humanity. He raised a data tablet displaying images from the disputed system, damaged settlements, civilian evacuations, and intercepted communications revealing covert attacks against human colonies. "We have endured sabotage, espionage, and aggression masked as diplomatic posturing. Our patience has been tested and exhausted. Humanity will no longer play the polite guest when our survival is at stake." A ripple of tension swept through the chamber. Jack's words were not mere rhetoric, they were a warning. The human ambassador paused, letting the weight of his declaration settle. "Consider this our polite mode officially switched off." The room was silent for a heartbeat, then erupted into heated debate. The Ethol delegate shouted accusations of aggression, Other species expressed alarm, and council moderators struggled to regain order. But the message was clear. Humanity was no longer willing to be dismissed or pushed aside. Outside the council chambers, news spread like wildfire across the galaxy. Communications networks buzzed with commentary, analyses, and speculation. Many species had long underestimated humanity's resolve, imagining them to be soft, patient, and easy to manipulate. They had been wrong. On Earth, the announcement was met with a mixture of relief and pride. For years, people had felt frustrated by the slow pace of diplomacy. They understood that words alone could not protect their homes and loved ones forever. Military leaders prepared quietly, accelerating defensive upgrades and readiness. Scientists pushed new technology forward not for exploration but for survival. Back at the council, the shift in dynamics was undeniable. No longer was humanity the timid newcomer. They were a force to be reckoned with. Some species adjusted their stances, recognizing that cooperation with humans now required respect and equality. Others plotted new strategies, wary of provoking. A species that had clearly drawn a line. In private meetings, Jack's team received congratulations and warnings alike. Allies expressed cautious support. Rivals tested boundaries. The day humanity switched off its polite mode became a landmark moment. Not just in diplomacy, but in galactic history. It marked the moment when the galaxy learned that behind humanity's patience was a will forged by hardship and survival. A fire that would not be extinguished. The lesson was simple and unforgettable. To underestimate humanity was to risk awakening a force that could no longer be contained by words alone. And in the quiet corridors of the council, long after the session ended, diplomats whispered among themselves, the day the humans switched off their polite mode was the day the galaxy changed forever.